Hey guys, it's Karen here with the Yoder Homestead, checking in with everybody again. Today I'm going to go and do another prune on my tomato plants, and I wanted to just bring you guys along and show you guys some of the tomatoes are actually growing really well. They have grown pretty big. Hopefully I'll get a garden tour done here soon, since it is the beginning of July now. We are getting into a good routine, and I hope to put more videos together for you guys, just teaching some of the things that I've learned already, some of the things that are going on in the garden right now, and then eventually I will take you on a tour of our home and the gardens around the home, and just kind of some things that we want to do. We also did film a video walking through the entire property, so we will eventually get to that one to show you guys what our property looks like. And just some things that we're excited to do and try here at the new property. So I already started doing tomatoes. Your fingers will turn green. And I have a nice cold bubbles drink to go out here in the sunshine. It is a beautiful day. Yesterday we had our second, we've been doing it for a couple years, but the second actual benefit fundraiser that we do. We had food trucks and live music and inflatables for the kids and all kinds of stuff, and then the money that is raised goes to a local family that is either dealing with heavy medical bills, something traumatic happening, just a bunch of different things like that. So we really love our community, how people come together to be able to bless someone like that, and really feel blessed to have the opportunity to have it here on what is now our property. Mike's parents actually had it last year on this property, and then we had it again this year with their new house built right there. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump in here and show you guys what I'm doing. If you're new to tomato trimming, I'll just kind of show you guys what I look for. But these are my Determinate tomatoes, which means they only grow to a specific size, and they basically set all of their fruit at the same time. So they're really good for preserving, if you want to do canning, things like that. It just makes it really nice because everything's ready at the same time. What I look for on these plants, you can see here, I'll show you guys. So this stem over here is pretty far down at the bottom. You can see my finger in there, but it has already set fruit, so like I'm gonna leave that there. And the only things that I'm cutting off is just maybe some leaves that are close to the ground, like this one. And then on here, this bottom shoot down here, I leave this other stem on because there's fruit on that one. You want to try to be really careful not to prune too much off of these plants, because they do only set a certain amount of fruit a year, which is the Determinate variety, like I said. And then I'll show you guys how I do a little bit differently on the Indeterminates, which set fruit throughout the entire course of the season, of the growing season. So I'm just going to do some trimming on these plants, and I'll try to get a close-up of what I'm doing and trimming some of these. But you can see these little tomatoes. Growing on there. I probably also will do another round of taping them or tying them to the stakes as they get a little bit bigger. I'm going to do the trim today, and then I'll do another staking video, how I tie them and all of that stuff. But they're doing really well. The leaves look amazing. They've been setting fruit really well. I do have one more plant here that needs to be staked. I did get stakes, so I have those out here. I'm going to do that. But let's just jump right in here. I have my little snips here that I like to use. They're Felco 322s. I think I'm going to get the next size bigger too for some other stuff, because I feel like I use these for things that I shouldn't be using them for. Alright, so down here, just going to cut that off. You want to make sure to keep the leaves off the ground, because then it eliminates them to getting diseased with the splash up from the dirt if it rains and such. So, like here, I'm going to trim this one off as well, like that. And then this plant here is really bushy. Hopefully you guys can see. So like there's a leaf touching here. So I'm just gonna follow that up and where is it going? Over there. Trim it off. Just so it's really clean. It's not, you know, having a lot of leaves touch the ground. Things like that. And it is also for airflow, so you just want to stay on top of it. Some people don't trim. It is kind of a preference, but I feel like they grow really well if you keep on the trimming and keep them clean. Like here, you can see, cut this one off. So see how this is just being from the dirt sitting on it and stuff, starts to get yellow. You just don't want to make a disease happen that doesn't need to be there. So I cut all of those off. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and finish these determinate ones, and then I'll switch over and show you guys what I do on the determinate side. Or indeterminate. I did get myself a pretty heavy-duty sprinkler. It's called Orbit, and it has a bunch of different settings on the top. And then you have these little fingers that you can like make it do more of a mist style, because we don't have our drip set up. So I am using this to overhead water, which isn't ideal, but it does work, and it keeps the work down a little bit from watering as much. Okay, so now these are the indeterminates. So I trim these differently because these are producing fruit throughout the entire year. So I take all the sucker shoots off, which right here, this one right here, that is a sucker. So I'm going to take those off and trim up the bottom. Sometimes they have these offshoots. I cut those off because this plant will produce a lot of fruit and it doesn't need to have these offshoots like the determinates do. So I keep them really nice and clean. You want to have one main stem that goes up that produces all your fruit. That's what I've done. That's what I've really liked. It's done well for me. So that's how I trim all of these. But I will show you guys how I do that. Okay. So like here, this side shoot, this one, I'm going to trim these bottom leaves off just because, you know, the plant is growing up, so it's not as important to have those bottom leaves on there. And then taking all of these suckers off, like that. And then you can also use the stems of the plant and kind of train it onto the trellis if you guys are using a trellis system. I did, like this one is a side shoot, which I should cut off, but I think I'm going to leave that one. And you can kind of just make it your own. There's no perfect way to do this kind of stuff. You just got to learn as you go. And you'll see as you keep doing it, you'll kind of know what to look for and how your plants do. Like some gardens might be different plants, different wind situations, and all of that. So you just want to kind of just keep trimming on them. Don't over trim. Just do a little bit at a time and kind of help these beautiful plants on their way. But look at this beautiful sprig. Oh, I'm so ready for tomato season, you guys. Alright, so I'm going to keep going down this row, and then I have another bed of the same tomatoes. I do have some semi-determinates, so I'll show you guys those yet. Okay guys, so now we are going to do some semi-determinates, which means the plant only grows to a certain size, but it keeps producing fruit throughout the entire year. So you kind of prune them a little bit like a indeterminate, where you take the sucker shoots off and have one main stem. But yeah, but these are beautiful. I'm going to show you guys. These are called indigo rose tomatoes. Aren't those cool? So that makes gardening a lot of fun when you have stuff that you've never grown before and things that just have a really cool color. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these yet, and then that's going to be it. But yeah, just basic tomato trimming. Keep on top of it. Don't let it get out of hand, because it's a lot easier when you just have to do a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to go through and finish all of my tomatoes. Hey guys. Editing Karen. I just wanted to end this video because I noticed that my video, my camera probably got too hot and stopped recording. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching the video, hanging out with me, and I hope it was helpful how I trim tomatoes and such. But I really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.